Yeah, hit the likes and subs. Oh, yeah, they're in full coat mode right now. That's right.
Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Glory to the living God. Give glory to Him. Praise be His name. Praise be His name forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and
Wow. Ooh, good day, everyone. God bless. Hopefully you're all doing wonderful on this fine Thursday. I'm doing better than I have been. I had a fucking sinus infection. I think that's what they call it, dude. So much discomfort. Hated it. But now I think I'm on the up and up. I sure hope so, man. But life is good for me. Hopefully it's good for you too. I was falling asleep, dude, and I had this stream title stuck in my head. Just the title. I had nothing real. A little bit of things to talk about. Organized jewelry. And cluttered Christianity. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know, dude. I think I was thinking about the Jews. Some people often do, dude. Just one of my favorite pastimes. And I was listening to people talk about organized Jewry. Like, fuck, man. They are organized, aren't they? And I think we're all a little jealous of these organized Jews. And they're just so damn organized, dude. They're put together. Nuclear families. Got a culture. Have an in-group preference. Ooh. They think they're the chosen people, which they might be. I don't know. And they like themselves. Hell, I don't. Maybe Jews don't. I think Jews do like themselves. Damn, everyone in Nevada and Utah is sick. What did they release on the population this time? I don't know, man. What did they release? Probably some chemtrails. Whatever I was feeling was about 1 to 3 days. First day noticed it. Second day sucked. Today's the third day. I'm fine. I'm good, dude. I'm all good. I never get sick. I'm only getting better. But these Jews, man, I think a lot of people are jealous. They're just jealous of them. Because they do things we can't, man. We're Christians. We're cluttered Christians. And Christians are so cluttered, man. They got 100 denominations. When I think about Jews, I think one denomination. Jew. You know what I mean? Of course, you got the Orthodox Jews. And what else do you got? Basically, your regular Jew. You got two Jews. Orthodox, regular Jew. They probably go to the same synagogue, though. Us Christians, dude, what the hell are we doing? We got a Protestant. We got Protestants, so many. We got Catholics, Orthodox. And within the Protestants, it's so cluttered. You got Baptists, Methodists, Mormons, Latter-day Saints. You got your Jesus rock churches. You got your LGBTQ churches. You got your Calvinism. You got your you got there's just so many cluttered Christians, dude. And I was thinking about that, dude. I was like, what? How powerful would Christians be if they weren't so damn cluttered and spread all over the place? They just got no. They're not like the Jews, dude. That's for sure. Jews are just organized. They're so organized they got their own damn country and they all follow the same religion. Christians, not so much. Not so much, dude. Completely cluttered, completely disorganized. And then Christians are trying to get together and everyone's like, oh, that's a bad idea. What do they call it? Ecumenism? I don't know the word. I've heard people say it. I've heard the word. I don't know how to really say it. It means like all Christianity under one group. And I've heard some people say that's a bad idea. I'm like, well, it makes sense. It's a bad idea. But fuck, dude, we're so cluttered and disorganized. We need to be more like the Jews. You know what I mean? All in one house. Strong in group preference. You know, looking out after each other. And I was thinking back, dude, if I was a Jew and I was aware of Jesus Christ in the Roman times, and I saw the church, the way, becoming stronger and powerful, I'd say, fuck, this is a real problem. This is a real problem. I'm going to start the Catholic Church. I haven't looked this up, but I have a sneaking suspicion. If the Orthodox Church was the first church in Christianity and Catholicism was the first branch off of it, I have a sneaking suspicion a Jew was a part of that. And then I think there's maybe some Jews involved in the Protestant Reformation. This is all probably not true, but I was just thinking if I was a Jew, that's what I would do. I'd fracture the Christians. And then I'd do the same to Islam. I'd weaken my enemy. I don't know if Jews consider Christians and Muslims enemies, but on some level, I think that they do. I don't think they look at them as allies. That's for sure. But I think a lot of people are jealous of the Jews. I kind of am. Shit. They're just good. Good at everything. And they keep winning, dude. They keep winning because they have in-group preference and they don't give a fuck about it. They don't feel bad. You know what I mean? They don't feel bad. They pick their own people and business. They do business deals with their own group. They don't give a shit. And the other thing Jews have, I don't know why I was thinking about Jews. So I was falling asleep, woke up, thinking about Jews. Just trying to understand the world we live in, because apparently we're going to go to war with Iran for some Jews. So I was like, better understand them a little bit more in my own way. And then, you know, people are jealous. They're jealous, dude. That's just kind of the truth. And they have something Christians don't. You know what I mean? Christians, if you're a Christian, dude, it's not about your race. It's about you and Jesus Christ. If you're a Jew, it's about you being a Jew, first and foremost. It's a race thing, I think. You know, because people know there's Jews who aren't Jewish. You know, they don't go to the synagogue. They're not really about the synagogue life, but they'll tell you they're a Jew. Can even be a Jewish atheist somehow. But if you're a Christian, you can be black, white, brown. You know what I mean? When you're a Christian, Christ is first. You know what I mean? Christ is first. Maybe your race is somewhere down the line of what you think of as important. So they got that strong in-group preference and that identity. Christians don't have that, dude. I think, you know, there's something to it. Organized Jewry, cluttered Christianity. People are mad at the Jews for what they want to do too. Like, fuck, I want Christians to be like that. I want my own Christian nation. I want my own strong in-group preference for Christians. If I were to apply for a job, shit, I wish I could just tell them, look, I'm a Christian, and you just hire me. I saw the other guy applying. He's a Somali Muslim. You gotta pick me. Christ is Lord, am I right? I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're hired. But we don't do that anymore, dude. Christians don't have that in-group preference. Maybe some places they do. Mormons typically have the strong in-group preference. Mormons will hire a Mormon over mostly anybody else. Shout out to the chat, though. I forgot to say shout out to the chat, dude. Just got straight into monologue mode. We got Rich 333333333. Mr. Miyagi. Hello. Good to see you. You got the Nazarenes and other Jays. Yeah, you also got the Black Israelites. I forgot about them. There's a couple different groups of Jews. Can't forget about the Black Israelites. What's up, slow boy, white boy? All the Jew clues making everyone blue. Follow. Hey, you put my damn Instagram out there. So boy, you're like the best mod. I don't even. Thanks, I suppose. Appreciate that. I'm soon uploading a Jim Bob video, but I'm not sure whether I should go with a quick and snappy 3 to 4 minute clip or a 10 to 14 minute clip for the first video. Thoughts on that? Do short. People's attention spans are fucked. 10, 15 minutes, you kidding me? 3 to 4. Short clip ends in a punchline. Yeah. I don't know. See all this. I was listening to this YouTube stream last night. Briefly. It's a guy who like tracks all the war stuff. Ukraine, Iran. He's like, it looks like we're going to war. Let's take a look at these. What are they called? These, I don't know the plane name, but the plane's filled with a lot of gas, and it's going to the United Kingdom, and it's going overseas, and we're just mobilizing, and I've seen reports of other things mobilizing in Iran, towards Iran. And I'm so confused by this whole Iran debacle, because everyone's saying we're going to war, and this might be the most honest war we've had in a millennia. I don't know. We might just go to war because of Jews, which is refreshing. I don't see a false flag coming, and I don't know how President Trump would just attack Iran without, you know what I mean? If it's just like, well, the Jews want us to, so we striked Iran yesterday. We sent over our carriers. We have some troops on the ground, boots on the ground, and well, we just thought it was a good idea. And no false flag? Are you kidding me? You mean they didn't do anything yet? They haven't done anything? We're just preemptively killing them, bombing them, destroying their, what do they call it? Their organized structure of power, their politicians, their leaders. We're just going to kill them? And they haven't done anything to us? What the fuck? Do they really not care? I mean, if they do this, I like the honesty. You know what I mean? We're doing it for the Jews. These organized Jews, man. Well, you know that they got blackmail on Donald Trump. Fuck. But I'd prefer a false flag, just to be honest. I'd prefer a false flag. I'd imagine listening to a YouTube stream. I know. What's up, Kitchen Man Dan? Get ready to be deployed, sir. Hopefully you're done with basic training and you're ready to fight another banker's war. Shit. Glad you're serving us, dude. You're going to probably get maybe you'll get a few notches on that belt of yours. I don't know how they keep count of kills in the military, but I know you're in the military and you're going to probably go to war soon, dude. God bless you. I said the war wouldn't happen till March. That was my prediction, but it looks like I might be wrong. Might be in a couple days. People are speculating this weekend. We might, without a false flag, we might just start going over and bombing the fuck out of Iran without a false flag, which is crazy. I was hoping they'd do like a dirty bomb, you know. At least people get the Americans invested. And make it so Donald Trump and the Republicans don't just get wiped out in the midterms in the next presidential election, which I think that's what will happen if we just go to another pointless war in the Middle East. Especially when Donald Trump said no new wars. If he just goes to a new war and mobilizes our fucking military to fight Iran, holy shit. I was like, give us a false flag. Maybe like a dirty bomb in some liberal hellhole. I don't give a shit where, New York, Los Angeles. They'll blame it on the Iranians as a preemptive attack because they know we're coming and everyone's going to buy it. Then the American population would be like, yeah, that's right. We got to destroy Iran. They blew up Seattle or Portland or LA. Then it would all make sense, dude. But a war without a false flag, I haven't seen one of those in a long time, my friend. In a long time. Shit. I guess we had the war with Venezuela. There was no false flag there. What was that, the one-day war? Crazy. But these Jews, man, organized, powerful, everything. You know, it's the truth is they're everything Christians want to be. In some sense, you know. Unapologetically Jewish. You know what I mean? Unapologetically running the fucking world. In control, in the driver's seat. God, that's what Christians want to be. You know what I mean? Christians want to be that. In truth, they want to be in charge. You know they do because Christian nationalism is on the rise. They're looking at these Jews and they're saying, why not us? Why can't we have our own Christian nation with our Christian values and Christian morality and Christian politicians and Christian way of life? Couldn't agree with them more. Why not us? Because we're so cluttered. You ever hear some of these real Christians talk about people who aren't Christians? You know what I mean? These Orthodox and Catholics looking down on Mormons, Protestants. Well, how are you going to organize them all? It's tough. Christianity's been, I think, intentionally targeted, divided, and conquered. And I don't know if I want to blame the Jews, but I think that's what, anybody without any critical thinking, that's probably the easiest and safest bet. Blame it on the Jews. But how do Christians become organized, man? How do they become unified? Because what was that word I was trying to say? Ecumenical? Ecunism? Fuck. The word that says all Christians under one banner. But the problem with that is, like, the Christians under one banner, you have to be under a banner that says trans are okay, gay people are... my personal opinion, dude, I was fine with lesbians and gays. I think a lot of them were born that way. Anything past LG, I'm not even gonna deal with. Don't even want to talk about them. But if you're a part of one Christians under one banner, you got to be under a banner with people who are like, well, yeah, trans rights and gays should be priests and women should be priests too. You're like, fuck this. This ain't Christianity. What the hell? Doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. There needs to be. I saw a guy. He was on the Sam Hyde podcast, and he was defending Muslims. He was saying the Jews, this organized Jewry, they're the problem. The Muslims aren't the problem. Like, what? How are Muslims also not the problem? I'm sure some of them aren't, but a lot of them, I've heard stories of them killing Christians in Africa. You know what I mean? He's all, Muslims like Christians. I was like, I don't know about that, bud. I wouldn't go that far. I think some Muslims tolerate Christians. But in general, a Muslim looks at a Christian and they say, infidel. Then they ask themselves, what are they going to do with all these Christian infidels? It's like when the Muslims used to enslave whites. You know what I mean? What was it? Thomas Jefferson and all those people had to go talk to the Muslims and say, stop kidnapping and enslaving our people. Can't talk about that, though, because if we talk about that, then we'd have to acknowledge that white people were slaves. And we can't say that about American history. That doesn't work. Only black people could have been slaves. We got to stick to this modern history. That's the easiest thing to do. We got some more people in chat. What's up, Capricorny Xander? I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm a statistics enthusiast. There you go. I like statistics. But, you know, it's weird, you know, just everyone kind of thinks about Jews now. But they always have been. We've been indoctrinated to think about them, to kind of feel sorry for them. I mean, Schindler's List. How many other movies about Jews have you seen? I remember going to a museum when I was young. And it was like our public education's attempt. We didn't have a Holocaust museum, but we went to a museum that had World War II memorabilia and shit, and they had a Jewish section, and we were learning about Jews that day. It's so crazy, just the day you learn about Jews. We went and they had some Jewish stuff at the museum, like 6 million Jews died, and this and that. It's like always educated, always aware about the Jews, always there. Like they got some reverence. You know, they're this discriminated, unfortunately cast out group for the past, I don't know how many times these people have been cast out of countries. Lots. They've been genocided. But, you know, as growing up, I was like, I never knew that there were like Christian genocides, you know, all kinds of atrocities committed towards Christians. Because that stuff's not important. Doesn't work. But Jews, man, they just got this strong in-group preference. People say they control the media. Well, jealous. I'd like to control the media. People say they control Hollywood. Jealous. I wish Christians controlled Hollywood. That's how it should be. I really think it comes down to like jealousy and envy. If those things are true, you know, you're just being honest with yourself, saying that should be us. We should be in control of propaganda. We should be in control of international conflicts, the banks. That should be our group of people, because these people, they don't look out for us and our interests. But Christians, they just can't organize themselves. They can't get under one banner. They can't get it together. You're like, what the hell, dude? Last time Christians had it together, what was that? The Crusades? People say America's a Christian country, and I think it was in large part in its foundation. Now America, I don't know what the fuck this place is. I got no clue, dude. I think about how much people are being indoctrinated to hate this country and not like this country. And I have reasons where I don't like it too. But, I kind of want to be a patriot. I want to love my country. I want it to do well. I want America to win. I want it to be an amazing place for me and my children, grandchildren, my neighbors. I want my neighbors to do well. But if, most people, I think they don't like America anymore. And for a lot of reasons. And that's a real fucking problem. Americans are demoralized, beaten down. It's ugly. It's ugly out here to be an American. And everybody, it's crazy. Like these Mexicans, they love their fucking country. How did that happen? They are colonizers. They fucking came in. They just killed the Aztecs. Destroyed them. They got no guilt about it. You know what I mean? They got no fucking guilt. They got no problems. They love their fucking country. Americans feel bad about little bullshit here. Native American genocide here plagues us for years and years. Oh, we feel so bad. Like a couple percentages of our population committed slavery. Oh, it's a national problem. Somehow, we're a country that was majority white, almost not majority white, and the majority of whites now fucking don't even like their own skin color. Self-hating whites, the worst people. The worst people in the world who hate. I mean, I can't imagine it, dude. That's the difference between Jews love themselves, white Christians, at least the liberal ones, don't even like their fucking skin color. Ugh. I'm white. I carry around a lot of fucking privilege. Fucking retards. Fucktards. Can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it. I don't know, man. Why? It's good propaganda. If the Jews are responsible for all this, and they say the Marxist thought, Bolshevik stuff, words I kind of know some things about. I'm just repeating because I'm not that smart. Socialism pervading in the minds of Americans. I mean, the real problem are all of these fucking mind viruses plaguing people, plaguing them. Epidemic. It's a crisis of mind viruses. It's hard to really understand how bad the problem is, dude. You meet some people, and they absolutely just don't like themselves because they've been told all of these things about white people. None of the good things either. You know what I mean? There's so many good things about white people, but the only thing a lot of whites care about are all the bad things whites have done. It's crazy. Preferential interest towards negativity. And what does that do to a person? Every day you wake up and your first few thoughts are like, I don't like my skin color. I carry around a burden. And then like the other people sense it too. And then all of a sudden, like, I feel like a lot of other races of people in this country also don't like white people because they're getting the same propaganda. White people suck. So it's like, whites are the Jews to a lot of minorities in America. They're the power that be. You know what I mean? Whites are the reason There's injustices in America. Damn white people. It's so nuts. But the Jews, man, they're doing good. They're doing just fine. Mind viruses. Indoctrination. Self-loathing. That's kind of what it is, too. America is the great star-spangled dildo. See? A lot of people don't like America. They've been taught not to. What are you guys saying? The Jews of the Caribbean, Judah Benjamin. The Marine Corps came about to deal with the Barbary pirates. That's right, Charles. People enslaving whites, the Muslims. Oh, by the way, Professor, I should suggest Anthony Westgate to learn more about the esotericism in the Protestant Reformation. Oh, I bet there's a lot. What's up, Daninsky? Minar has left the chat. Minar was here? What the hell is that guy doing here? I don't think Minar was ever here. Minar. What's up, Xander? Good to see you. God bless you. Oh, it's Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. Hopefully you're doing well. I don't know. Just woke up thinking, went to bed and woke up thinking about Jews. I got to get this out of my system. I need to go on with the rest of my life like I normally do, not thinking about this group of people. But damn, do I not want to go to war with Iran, unless there's a false flag. You know what I mean? I'll know it's a false flag too. I just need one for the sake of America. I just don't, what the hell? Where'd all the good wars go? Wars worth fighting for, dude. What the hell? It seems so dumb. And, a lot of people, I've always believed that, like, it doesn't matter what politician gets in office. They're all the fucking same. Nothing you can do about it. I did have like a glimmer of hope in 2016 with Donald Trump. I'm like, this guy's different. I got a feeling. Excuse me. And, but not really different. Then this presidency this time, not really different. Not really different. Lies upon lies and more lies. And you see it just with the people he picks. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi. It's like, those are the people you pick and they're fucking liars, all of them. Ugh. Can't stand it. I can't forget Operation Bullshit, Warp Speed. Bastards. And I saw a clip of Nick Fuentes saying, don't vote in the midterms. Don't vote in the next presidential election. We gotta lose. We gotta lose. We gotta let the fucking country burn. It's like, oh, I don't get that shit at all. I don't get that shit at all, Nick Fuentes. What the fuck are you talking about? You saying in my state of Utah, I gotta not vote, which I don't anyways, but you're telling people in Utah not to vote, let these fucking Democrats win who are trying to keep the 500,000 illegal immigrants, illegal Americans. That's what they're not. Illegal immigrants in my state. Ugh. And you know what I mean? Like, once the Democrats win midterms, the Democrats win the presidential election, the borders are going to be flooded open again. Of course they are. And then, you know what I mean? It just gets worse and worse. And then, this idea that somehow Americans are going to wake up and take back the fucking country and there's going to be some type of fascist president. Like, what a fucking pipe dream, dude. Look at Europe. You think anybody in Europe's waking the fuck up? Yeah, there's some people, but it's over. There's too many illegals. It's over, dude. Too many immigrants in the United Kingdom. They've embedded themselves in political offices from the bottom to the top, in mayors, city councils. They've taken over whole towns. You think United Kingdom's gonna wake up and be like, all right, let's kick these people out? Ain't fucking happening. You know what I mean? You let the situation get worse and worse and worse, then it just becomes unsolvable because the people you let in are now in control and there's no getting them out. What the fuck's... I hear some of these Nick Fuentes clips. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Don't vote. Let the situation get worse and worse and worse. Like, dude, what are you... What? You mean to the point to where there's not even a hope of fixing it? What the fuck are you talking about? And I know Donald Trump lied or deceived. I mean, he's a politician. What the fuck else is he going to do? But I don't think Republicans should give up. I think we need to take back control in the midterm. It should be like Nick Fuentes' message should be vote in the midterms for the people who are still about that shit. Should be he should be, I think, saying a different message. But I'm not as deeply entrenched in politics as he is. I lightly give a fuck. Just lightly. Americans really need to stop coping about Europe, LOL. You don't understand us. Coping? Americans don't understand you. Where do you think these fucking Americans came from? We don't understand you. How do we not understand Europe? Every white person in America came from Europe. Don't understand you. No, I think there's a lot of things Americans don't understand about Europe. But you're right about that. A lot of things we don't understand. They probably do love all the immigrants. High crime rates, terrorist attacks, cities being completely replaced by a different and foreign population with no regard for the customs and traditions of that country. Prayer bells ringing several times throughout the day. Calls to prayer. Americans don't understand how beautiful that sound is. It's such a wonderful sound, I'm sure. What's up, London man? God bless you. Nick is a dork forever believing in Republicans. Did you hear that Prince Andrew was just arrested? Maybe Bill Clinton will be next. Is that true? Are you yanking my chain? Prince Andrew was arrested? Can't wait to hear the news about that. First dominoes falling. Trump Republics aren't doing much in terms of mass deportations. It's an illusion of progress. I think so, Chunk. I think you're largely correct. I've known about Prince Andrew for near 10 years. No telling how long we've known, and their people are just blindsided by this. Europe is doing better. Oh, that's good to hear Europe is doing better. I thought Spain just allowed more than 500,000 Africans to become citizens. The only country in Europe doing good is Poland. If I ever went on vacation to Europe, I'd go to Poland. I wouldn't want to be walking the streets of London and get stabbed or hacked by a machete, or go to Africa and get haggled by an African immigrant trying to sell me beads. You know, I've been to Italy before, not bragging, but when I went to Italy, dude, before the immigration, it was nice. Just Italians, to be honest. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Now, if I went to Italy, I'd have to be dodging all these African immigrants trying to scam you, sell you shit. like fucking going to the like one of our worst cities, not the worst, but just degenerate cities we have. I mean, a couple of them. Las Vegas, New York, where they got scammers on the street. That's like every major city now in Europe, I imagine. People with blankets on the ground selling you bullshit, stuff they stole, other knickknacks. Yeah, Poland hasn't had a terrorist attack in 20 years. How the hell did that happen? No terrorist attacks. What the fuck? This idea, too, of like forced tolerance, forced compassion, forced empathy. You know, you just gotta get along with people. Like, no, you fucking don't. You gotta tolerate the new prayer bells in Dearborn, Michigan. You just gotta tolerate that shit. Fuck. And people are people. I don't think just because someone's an immigrant they're a bad person or they commit crime or anything like that. But on some level, I look at the immigration into America, into Europe as complete destabilization of those countries, fracturing of their cultural traditions, historical norms. And the truth is, in America, dude, you might have seen this graph, right? The only people who are reproducing are conservatives, right? So the powers that be know this. And conservatives, if our country left as was, no illegal immigration, blah, 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 eventually conservatives would gain total control over the government and the country because we reproduce. The liberals, they don't. Liberals know this, so what do? They indoctrinate your children in the educational system, turn them into liberal voters, right? They bring in illegal immigrants, turn them into Democrats. And that's how it's even close in our country, right? It's even close where people look at, like if you just look at historical voting, it's like 50-50. The only reason it's 50-50 is because they fucking brainwashed us and brought in people to vote. If they never would have done that, this country would be straight Republican. Across the board. Every state. Now look at Japan. Japan's got a population crisis. And I don't understand, too, you know what I mean? Like this idea that I'm pretty retarded when it comes to this shit, but I don't understand why populations need to be so large. You know what I mean? So what if Japan becomes a small population of people? Who gives a shit? Why do they need millions and millions of people? For the GDP? For self-defense? So China doesn't take over their country? And they keep saying, well, they keep telling you, who's going to do all the work? Simultaneously telling us, AI is taking your job, we're building robots, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? In Japan, they got stores. You just walk in, you grab something. There's nobody who works there. And you pay and check out, walk out. Not even a security guard, just a high-trust society. Like there's ways to solve a population crisis. And the population crisis we have in America has been, well, you could blame it on organized jewelry. The powers that be, so to speak. Indoctrinating us for a long time. Don't have kids. Kids are a problem. You'll waste your life raising children. Children are a burden. You want to have fun. Don't you like Miller Lite? Don't you want to go to Disneyland without kids and be a child forever? So many people brainwashed. I don't know if you can undo it. Just for years and years and years, people in America have been. I remember the Time magazine, where it's like two white people laying on the beach, and the title was like something akin to, paraphrasing here, "You shouldn't have kids." And then all the media, dude, children are portrayed as a burden. So people, I wonder how effective that propaganda was in changing people's minds about having a family. Then you have the propaganda that women should be career individuals, delay starting a family, and go to what people call Jew daycare. It's a day job. Fuck. Powerful propaganda. To be honest, Japan is not a large island. It already has a large amount of people there, so much so that the subways are usually flooded with people, or so I hear. Ban immigration, subsidize larger families. Yeah, hello, that's the great idea. A fractured society declines into chaos. That's what's happening. When they import net drains on taxes, how does a higher population help GDP? New arrivals are welfare parasites. It's true. When you get a phone, call and can't rewind the stream. Ah, sorry, slow boy. You didn't miss much. I think the divide will always be city slickers versus country folk. Yeah, well, the city slickers are actually just college people. Every major city is got their indoctrination camp called a college campus, and then it stems out from there. You got the professors who live close. You got the students being indoctrinated. Yeah, every liberal city. You know what I mean? We just need to really get rid of colleges in general. The idea people need to be fucking educated is insane. For what? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Be educated about what? I've been thinking about that still. Why do people need an education? Why do people need to go to college? I don't understand it. Oh, no, wait, I do. So they can get in debt. Almost forgot why. And then they can be a permanent underclass, always paying off their student loans, working at Starbucks, hating the system. Almost forgot what fucking college was for. They tell you need a damn education. Whew. And there's nothing, since the advent of the fucking internet, there's nothing you can't learn on your own. But you can't have people learning on their own, doing their own research, quote unquote. They need to be indoctrinated professionally. They need the most up-to-date curriculum for a modern society. They need it. Education has become simply a way to easily propagandize the youth, making them subservient and obedient followers of the state. That's right. Now I get basic education. Here's basic education. Read, write, do math. I think finances should be a part of that. Outside of that, I don't know what the school system's doing. Teach people how to read, write, do math, balance a checkbook, plain and simple. You could, and then the problem is well, what about history? What about it? You mean you want them to go to a class where some teacher's well, sit down. I know most of you are white. Hello, Jose. Thanks for moving into our new city. But the truth is, white people are awful. Now let's go over the reasons why. And next lesson, we're going to talk about how evil our country is. We should have never detonated the bomb over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Before we get there, we need to talk about how Americans genocided the Native Americans. We got to cover that too. Crazy. What else do people learn? Science. For no fucking reason. People don't need to know about science. It's complete bullshit. What does anyone need to know anything about science for? Maybe they need to know at what temperature water freezes. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm thinking about all the science things of human. Maybe they need to know about physical anatomy. That makes sense. They should know about their human body. But even then, science now says, this is a picture of a person. I know it has a penis, but it could still be a man or woman because men can have babies. This is science in the modern era. Fuck science. Hate it. What else do people need to be educated about? What do they got? Science, history. What do they try to indoctrinate with? Shit. That's all I can think of right now. Crazy. A job as new daycare. A job as Jew daycare is now burned into my brain. Yeah, well, I didn't make it up. I took it from somebody else. I got a couple minutes left. I don't know. We're jealous of Jews. That's just the truth. Jealous of Jews. And yeah, there's a lot of things to criticize them for, but damn it, they're winning. And they're unapologetic. If Christians and most Americans were unapologetic, accepted who they were. But in America, you could be proud of who you are, except if you're white. Everybody knows that. As soon as you're proud for being white, then it's a problem. Can't be proud of being white. That's crazy. You're a racist. Here are the 20 reasons you should not be proud of being white. But if you're brown or black, let's put up that fist, black and brown pride. It's fucking nuts. The demoralization of white people is nearly complete. And you see it, dude. You see the rise in the mental illness of the whites. The sickness that inhabits a lot of their minds. Comes off in nuanced ways. Piercings, colored hair, clothes that look like they belong on a homeless man. A general unpleasant disposition. And the general unpleasant disposition in these whites stems from their own self-hatred of not liking who they are. That's why they got to take pharmaceutical drugs. That's why they got to change their fucking hair color. That's why they got to get face piercings or any other piercings, because they don't like who they are and they got to change it. They come from money. They could wear nice clothes, but they choose not to because they're ashamed of who they are. They think that something's wrong with their brain. Probably correct. But the only way to get a solution to that is to go to the doctor, get prescribed some drug. Dude, white people. And the dislike I'm just discussing for white people has been, I don't think anybody should dislike anybody for their race specifically. But white people have been indoctrinated to not like other whites, and it's worked on me. I see some of these whites, I'm like, ooh, you're the fucking problem. But before, the anti-white sentiment used to be bald guy, bald white guy, white banker, white guy in a suit, white politician, and things of that nature. Whites have been taught to dislike other whites and raise other races above them. It's fucking nuts. I don't know if you can fix it now. So many self-hating whites. But not the Jews. The Jews love themselves. They love themselves, dude. And other groups too do too. Muslims love themselves for the most part, I think. You know what I mean? Mexicans love themselves. They love their fucking country. Japan, they love themselves. China loves themselves. The only people, I feel like the only group in the world right now who has a personal disdain for themselves are white people, and that's unfortunate. How did that happen? People would say organized jewelry. What kind of white are we talking about? That's a good question. What kind of white? What kind of white? Everyone is angry with someone. They're not winning. Anyone can make fake money and drain a nation. It's the morals that keep them from doing it. It's them Canadians, I tell you. Canadians are a big problem. I won't disagree with you there. And good question. What kind of whites am I talking about? I'm talking about the mixed whites. I don't know if there's any, like when I think about white people, what is a real white? Hard to know. Hard to know. In America, if you're Mexican, you're basically white. As far as the government's concerned, I see these crime reports. There'll be a Mexican who commits a crime, and then on the police report, it'll have his race and ethnicity. It'll say white. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? It's a good question, though. Do you think it's possible to discover the origins and history of the human race through science? No, I think the human race, people say humans came out of Africa. I don't believe that at all. I think we've had global cataclysms where I think a lot of Africa was underwater for some part. You know, I think the pyramids were underwater, and then we had a global cataclysm. Then they got removed, the water got removed. Then what we know as Egyptians moved into the pyramids. You know, where did humans come from? Possibly someplace under the ocean. You know what I mean? I think land, as we know it, is not how land has been for a millennia. You know what I mean? We just have this idea that humans came out of Africa. I don't think so. I think land used to be different. I think a lot of Africa used to be underwater. But that's the only place. We can't excavate for human bones in the ocean. Can't do that. Most of that shit probably got washed away. But it is what it is. That comment must have touched the nerve. My comment? I don't know. What comment? But no, I think the world's, as we know it, is not how it used to be. I think humans, we got no clue where humans came from. I think we got no fucking clue. Obviously, they came from God, but generally, I think Adam and Eve, somewhere Middle East maybe. Could be America. Who knows? Could be America. Anyways, I got to get going. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for spending a little time with me. I'm done with this topic. I'm done thinking about Jews and race. It was just on my mind because of Iran and all that debacle. But I'm done with it now. Next time you see me, different topic, different discussions. I'm over that. Had to get it out of my system. The world came from the waters, Provo, so back to the waters I will go, in my opinion. Me too. Utah used to be underwater. That's why we got the Great Salt Lake. We got a whole body of salt water in Utah. Because Utah used to be under the fucking ocean. Now we got seagulls. How did the seagulls get here? I don't know. But they are here. Oh, I just wanted to say thank you to, as well, somebody suggested the Electric Prunes. That album, Release of an Oath, absolute banger. Every song, I love it. Love that album. Couldn't thank them enough for recommending that. But shout out to London Man. God bless you. Shout out to Charles Darwin. Hello, Mr. Miyagi, Mr. Stinky Brew. Slowboy Whiteboard, and everybody else who stopped by, shared some time with me. Hopefully you guys have a great Thursday and a wonderful weekend. Maybe I'll do a stream on Saturday. Maybe not. We'll find out. But have a great day, everyone.
Holy are you, holy are you. There is no God but you. There is no God but you. Praise